Hi there, it's Pascal here, and in this video I have a very simple question for you. What is the hardest job in this world? Or what is the hardest task in the world? Guess what? Pause the video and comment below. Let me see if you've got it. I'll tell you what it is. It's very simple. It's to think. It's the hardest task in this world. And that's why very few people indulge in it. And this came from a book I read. So it's more like it's The Magic of Believing by Clive Bristol. If you've heard it, if you haven't heard it, go and read it. It's an awesome book, because when you get into business, you start understanding things and why things happen, and why people in the beginning, why things are the way they are. In the beginning, he said something that if we will find ourselves dominated by a mighty few. And who are these mighty few? The only people that think. Let's have a look at it, because I've been meditating on that for some time since I heard that. And let's take a look at it. You were born. When you were born, your parents were actually, or your guardians were actually thinking for you. They were looking after you, doing all sorts of bits and pieces for you. And basically, what happened is you're not thinking at that point. So you get into school, they tell you what to do. You get into school and you do it, and you graduate from school. And basically, what everybody does after graduating from school is what? They get a job. And you get a job, you're not thinking. You're just doing what every other person is doing. And you go, there's a bit of walk going down there across the road. You get a job. By the time you do know what's going on, you spend 25, 40 years in that job, and you turn about 50, 60, you retire, and they tell you, what they've told you before you retire is that you will retire with a pension and all that. Everybody, and next thing you realize, you're old, and you look back at your life. Where did this time go? The truth is that you were not thinking, because I believe that we all are gifted with brains, but we think with our brain, but our brain does not think. The question is, who are you? You think with your brain, but your brain cannot think. The question is, who are you? You think with your brain, but your brain cannot think. You got to understand this, because I learned this in online marketing. You may be thinking, meditate on that a little bit, because you will begin to understand a few things about yourself. Do you know why everybody knows Coca-Cola has a lot of sugar in it? In fact, before you were born, there was Coca-Cola. And if you go into any shop, they all sell Coca-Cola. You don't need it. Almost every shop has got Coca-Cola in it. But why do you think they still advertise? Do they necessarily need to advertise? I'll tell you why they advertise. Because they know you more than you. When you see that advert, what goes into your mind? They force you to think of Coca-Cola. Whether you like to drink it or not, it doesn't matter. They just force you to think. Do you know where McDonald's is? Same. They're big companies. You see, there are a mighty few in this world that know things that majority of the world don't know. Just very few people, and they understand these things, and they are the ones who have got power. I'll leave you with these final thoughts, because this should be. I want to spark a little bit of curiosity, because sometimes you may be going to church, praying to God, help you do this, help you do that. But whereas when you hear things that will cause you to think, because it's the hardest job or the hardest task, you just stop thinking about it and just focus on what you think is what you already know. Well, let me tell you, if you have any gut feeling inside of you that you should do something, you should think something, spend some time and think, who are you? Just give yourself time. You'll begin to understand there are people that have lived in this earth. Me and you are walking now. They've written some books. You have to start reading them. The Bible is a great way to start. But some people, I think some people have read the Bible as well, and they wrote their own books. They understand it. Some people that were able to think before us, before our generation, I mean like in the 1800s, they have written books about you, before telling you what will happen to you before you were even born. Those people, they're the ones that thought. They've seen, if you have any child in your home and he's kind of behaving outside the box, allow him. Just let them be. Because they don't follow the normal path. And those ones are destined for greatness. You see anybody that obeys everything, he doesn't ask questions. You just keep going with what everybody is doing. Conformity. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a way of life. Or is it what you want? I've got so much to give you now, but the point is, I don't want to overwhelm you, but I just want you to ask yourself this question. You think with your brain, and your brain cannot think. Who are you? My name is Pascal Imonitie. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.